This is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Tampa Bay Rays POSTCAST, your spot for instant Rays reaction after every single game. My name is Jonathan Shields. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Johnny10Shields. And the brutal losses just keep coming for the Rays, man. I mean, this was such a Rays loss. It's really not even funny, to be completely honest with you guys. And it's something that we've become more accustomed to recently with this Rays team is the way that they've been losing. And this one was one of the more painful ones yet. And it's because of the sloppiness. If you go to the Baseball Savant, the Rays expecting batting average was over 300 this game, or right under 300. It got over 300 after, I believe after the seventh inning, ended up going right at 264. 10 hits for the Rays, 10 hits for the Cardinals. Rays lose by 3 less runs. And during this whole kind of 4-game losing streak now, the Rays have not had the home run ball. You know, you had the Seymour one yesterday. You had Fiducia, who was an inch away from one. And I think that's a huge key. The Rays haven't been hitting home runs, haven't been winning. You know, after that big stretch of winning 3 in a row, what do the Rays do? Followed up with losing 4 in a row, man. It's the way that they lose. It's just brutal. We're going to talk about what we're going to do with Joe Boyle because he was awful once again tonight. Talk about how the way the Rays lose, it's just painful, man. It's just absolutely painful. And we're talking about, did the Rays outplay the Cardinals tonight? Because I thought there is a world where the Rays win this game. And I thought the Rays, they didn't shoot themselves in the foot 6 billion times, that they did outplay them. We're going to talk about Carson Williams being up, and we're going to look ahead to the game tomorrow. But first, we got to talk about how sloppy today's game was.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I mean, it starts in the first inning, really. Even though Boyle got out of it, it was a 5-pitch walk and then a double play, luckily, then a single, and then a fly out. You're like, okay, whatever. Then the Rays score, right? The Rays haven't scored first in forever. And then the second inning happened. Single, walk, weird of choice where Junior tries to turn a triple play and throws a ball into right field. Go to choice, double, 2-1, hit by pitch, wild pitch, 3-1, single, 5-1. And then they still got out of it. So it should have been worse than 5-1 than it wasn't. How the Rays respond? Strikeout, line out, or fly out. Then Boyle actually gets a shutdown inning. Yandy homers is 5-3, right? Now you need that shutdown inning. Then the top of the fourth had maybe the most embarrassing play of the whole season. Brandon stumbles over himself trying to get the ball. Before he throws it, Seymour trips over first base and falls. I mean, that is the most embarrassing play of the whole season, man. I mean, that was terrible. That error, talking about mistakes, then they stole second, then a single, Nootbaar second and third, then another single, 6-3, and then we actually get him in a rundown, and then 2 strikeouts. So again, you see Boyle kind of bounce back there somehow, and it's still in a game that should have been worse than 6-3. It's still 6-3. And then again, the bottom of the Rays lineup, which I have major concerns about. Like, yes, Pereira had some good at bats tonight, which was super encouraging from him. But I tweeted out, Fortes was hitting 218, and he was the best average hitter out of the bottom 4 hitters. Tristan Gray, even though again had a hit tonight, unfortunately got the RBI taken away from him. When you have those 4 guys, and I'm high on Bob Seymour when I say this, like I'm high on him. But when you have him positioned where he's positioned in that lineup, the bottom of that lineup is not going to give you much threats. And when they did give you a threat, they somehow blew it on the base pass. And that's where we get to our turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
There were so many turning points in this game from the pitching aspect, but you have to go to the bottom of the 6. When the bottom of the lineup finally does something, the top of the order was carrying this lineup, dragging them, just please do something. Pereira walks, and it starts with that. You get Seymour that flied out. Then Fortes singled on just a great swing. And then Tristan Gray, 107 off the bat. And you think, oh, Pereira's going to score top of the lineup up. It is baseball 101. When you have the 9-hole hit in and you get a single and there's 2 outs, not one. When there's 2 outs, you're going to score on a base hit anyway. There is no universe where Fortes should be running to third there. And Kevin Cash knows it. Kevin Cash benched him, which I'd love to see. He should be benched. That's an inexcusable error. It takes away a run and it takes away the rally. And with that, the Rays still kept coming back. Home run in the 7th, just a punch to the sternum after that. And then you get first and second, nobody out. You get bases loaded, nobody out. Junior grounds out after it hit the pitcher, which it was actually lucky to hit the pitcher, also it would have been a double play. Josh Lowe, who has been so disappointing, and he even had a hit today, just gets three fastballs blown right by him. And then Pereira walks, and then Bob Seymour misses a home run by, a quarter of an inch from his bat. That's a home run for playing Houston, but unfortunately, Warren Houston hit it 353. But just that stretch in general. After that, the Rays didn't really pose much of a threat after that. But just frustrating because this was a winnable game for the Rays. And again, you have to shout the Rays fight in this one too. From everything that went down, the mistakes that went wrong, they kept fighting. When Mason Montgomery came in with base loaded, no outs, and didn't allow a run, I mean, that is so big time. And then the offense just keep fighting. But I mean, you can only get knocked down so many times, man. And from the second inning was a haymaker. Then the fourth inning was a haymaker. Then the fifth was, all these haymakers from the Cardinals. And then finally the knockout pitch was in the seventh, or in the sixth inning. There was that one, and the Rays barely stand up. They were barely hanging on, and it was just a huge uppercut. Bases loaded, nobody out, and you only get one run. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough to overcome those. And I'm not even kind of trying to portray this as trying to overcome that when, the Rays need to win games to make the playoffs. This isn't about the playoffs. It's about building winning habits for next year. That ship has sailed. The Rays are closer to the Orioles than they are to a team that's like 2 spots ahead of them in the wild card. And there's another 2 teams before they got jumped. Like the Rays would have to go on a Milwaukee Brewers type run right now. And then Yandy gets taken out of the game early. And it's just, this lineup is just going to keep getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And yes, Carson Williams is going to coming up when we're talking about him later. Carson Williams hitting 213 in AAA. Like, he's not going to come and save the franchise and have like a Randy type run like when Randy came up in 2021. But yeah, man, a lot to be frustrated about. And if you're Kevin Cash, what more can you do? You can't field ground balls at people when they come right at them. When you're junior, you can't go out there and make junior throw the ball more perfectly to second base or Brandon Lau. You can't make Joe Boyle throw strikes. And we're going to talk about Joe Boyle after the break, but man, I don't really know. I don't really know what you do with him. And for him, it starts. I mean, his ERA was sub-2, now it's a 5.4. Man, it's just brutal. But we're talking about Joe Boyle, and we're going to talk about what to expect from Carson Williams and get your guys' comments right after this. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. I've been putting off organizing. If you've been putting off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does a heavy lifting for you. You can look at all your accounts in minutes. And for me, it shows you what you're wasting money on. If you have subscriptions you're not using, if you're using too much DoorDash, it shows you that and what you should be using that money in. Don't let your financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKDOWNMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKDOWNMLB. This episode is also brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. The grape, ginger, and lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra push to power you through the day, 5 Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. And, thankfully, we found that a game that finished before 11 Eastern, but still, to get to these postcasts, I know you guys need that 5 Hour Energy to keep you guys up, to join the postcast, to yell about how bad the Rays have been. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape, ginger, lime flavor 5 Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the best cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, or enter the chance to win a dream golf trip for two to any tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip. Visit FIVE-H-E-win.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. So if you guys are in the live, make sure to leave a like. We'll be getting to your comments momentarily. But let's talk about Joe Boyle and what to do with him. Because I don't know. I don't know what to do. I really don't. And I think he's a bullpen guy, to be completely honest with you, in the future. I would switch out him in Ian Seymour. I think Ian Seymour deserves a shot to start, and I hope that's what they do. And, we get it in. We're in the point now where the Rays can keep throwing out Joe Boyle every fifth day. But it gets to a point where the Rays look like a minor league team a lot tonight. The defense and the pitching was some of it, man. He was so wild in the zone. I mean, the pass ball, it's just he didn't look like a major league pitcher. And then he has stretches where he's dominant. I mean, he still had 5 strikeouts. And like that, I think it was the third inning where he struck out 2 guys. And it's just like, oh, like there's a Joe Boyle we know. But I think he serves kind of like right now the Rays have 3 starters locked down for next year with Pepio, with Drew Rasmussen, and then I guess you really have 2 because Adrian Hauser is a free agent. You have huge questions about Shane Baz. You have huge questions about Joe Boyle. And now we're kind of projecting them. Oh, are they bullpen arms? It's not good enough. The Rays need to find starting pitchers that they can depend on. And right now, you can't depend on more than the top 3 guys in your rotation, which sucks. And you gave up Taj Bradley, and which I'm not going to say is a bad move by any means. But, man, I mean, you're looking. It's like you don't have too many options in the pipeline like to start right now. So I would like to see Ian Seymour get a shot, whether that's just sitting Boyle for 1 start and then get him back in there. I just think Ian Seymour deserves a chance in kind of an extended role because, man, Joe Boyle's been bad, and now it's 4 straight starts of him being bad. So there's not much more you can say. But let's talk about Carson Williams getting brought up. So Carson Williams brings an MLB ready glove to say the very least. He's 22 years old. He's crazy. He's my age. But, this year in 111 games, he's hitting .213. He does have 23 home runs. He does have over 20 stolen bases. He has walked a good amount. He's walked 56 times, but the strikeouts, the swing and miss. He struck out 154 times this year in a whole lot in 389 at-bats. He struck out 154 times. That is entirely too much. So it's going to be he's going to get a nice little cup of coffee in the majors. Like, I don't think there's someone that's even necessarily on the big league roster next year, but he's the shortstop of the future. He has all the tools. If he just makes contact at a higher level, he's a guy that's going to be good. Not only good, but really good for a really long time. So I'll be interested to see how he turns out. But again, don't be expecting Carson Williams to come up here and be the savior, right? Shout out to Tristan Gray. He's actually been doing a few nice things at the plate his last few at-bats. But yeah, he's not going to come up and immediately hit 400 and with 5 home runs and all this stuff. He's going to look like Bobby Seymour, how Bob Seymour looks right now. To be completely honest with you, he'll run into one. He'll send some to the warning track. He's going to swing and miss a ton, and he's going to play much better defense than Bob Seymour does. But let's look ahead to the game tomorrow. The starting pitching kind of goes in the Rays' favor. Miles Mikolas takes the mound for the Cardinals. It feels like he's been in the league with the Cardinals forever. Yeah, he's 36. That's why it feels like that. But yeah, the past 3 years he's had over a 4.7 ERA or higher. So he kind of is what he is at this point. And what he is a mediocre pitcher that the Rays could take advantage of. His last time out against the Yankees, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned. And again, the Rays offense put great pressure on Sonny Gray all night. Like, I thought the offense, again, just could not get the big hit. When they did get the big hit, again, it was just a haymaker punch. Like, no, you can't have that. Run doesn't count because Fortes tried to go to third. It's just brutal. But yeah, he's had it multiple times this year. 5 earned, 5 earned, 8 earned, 6 earned, 6 earned. That's 5 times since the middle of June where he's allowed that many. So he does have the 10. I won't say tendency. He does have the possibility to allow big kind of big innings, but the Rays are gonna have to work for it. So don't be surprised if the Rays come out and hit, but it is interesting. Going to be interesting to see how the Rays attack him tomorrow. And then for the Rays is Adrian Hauser, who's bounced back in a big way. And if you guys remember, I called his bounce back yesterday. For his last outing. His last outing, 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, only on 69 pitches. And that was the whole discussion that game why Cash pulled him. So he should have all the energy needed to have a long and successful start. So let's get to your guys' comments as we go to Douglas Bautista. Joe Boyle, 9 hits, 3 walks, not ready for prime time. And I won't say that. He is struggling. Look, this is his first time getting some extended run in the majors. Like, I know he did last year, but the stuff is there, and we've seen it work in a starter role for an extended time in AAA and in the majors. So, when you look at last year with the A's, he only made 10 starts. This was a 6th this year, and he had dominant starts last year too. It's just trying to have the consistency. So, yeah, I guess not ready for prime time yet. It is true. As we go to Gary says, September will be a month to take stock of how this roster will be reconfigured next season. Who will fit into this roster and what potential additions could they made during the offseason? The number one thing the Rays need is an outfielder, a right-handed bat in the outfield that can hit. Simple as that, and is not hurt for over 100 games. Cough, Johnny DeLuca. They thought it was going to be Christopher Morel. They don't play Christopher Morel. Now is the time to play Christopher Morel an extended period of time to see if he can even be on the roster next year. Like, and Pereira is great. Play them both together. Josh Elliott, you can take a day off, to be completely honest. You need to see what you have in Morel. I would not be surprised to see Morel get a start tomorrow night. So, all right, sometime during this series. As we go to Mike H, he says positives, probably a new ownership. Caminero, Ronda, Chandler, Magnum, Uceta, Clevenger, Engler, lately Drew, Ryan Pepio, Brandon Lau, Yandy Diaz, etc. Yeah, they're really good players on this team, and that's a great thing to circle. But when you look here, Aranda's missed time, Magnum missed time. You get Drew, who thankfully was healthy this year, but missed time last year. Brandon Lau, who missed time. Walls, who's missing time right now. Like, can these guys stay healthy? I just named like 6 impactful players, and Taylor Walls still is an impactful player. So, yeah, it is just touch. If we go to Mike again, he said, Heisenkin will be back because the option is $16 million. He's been a disaster for the Rays, man. I mean, the one time they spend money just comes back to bottom right in the butt. But as we go to Teal, he says, looking forward to see what Carson Williams can do as well. Also hope Ha-Seong Kim is back next year. I don't know if I hope. Maybe it'd be cool to see him have a full season, be healthy, man. But he has just been a big disappointment to say the least. As we go to Gary, says one more realignment question, if you don't mind. Should the MLB go away from the NBA NHL style, have divisions but base playoff seeding entirely by record 1 through 6 or 1 through 8 if they change it? Maybe. I don't know. Realignment's weird. I like the baseball playoffs for what it is. I like the extra wild card. I like the 3-game series. Anything to incentivize regular season more, I'm all for, specifically in baseball, which we've talked about. But it's going to be interesting. Like, this is not something that's going to happen next year. I think it's going to be post-lockout, which is going to happen in 2027. So, we'll see. Whenever it comes to be, as long as there's not like wholesale structural changes, as long, as the Rays still play 162 games and all that stuff, I'm really for trying anything except for, some certain stuff in baseball. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what that does. But unfortunately, it's not for a few years down the line. And the Rays will have an opportunity to bounce back tomorrow. And every single time I watch the Rays, why I'm watching now, as I tell you guys, is to see, I'm watching you to see like maybe if they win, that can be the start of a run. But I'm also watching to see, who on this team is going to show some fight. And right now, like I said, I'm really encouraged with the way this team's fighting. This team has not given up. Yesterday's loss was a gut punch against the Yankees. This one was another gut punch. And this team just keeps bouncing back and playing hard, and that's all you can really ask. So I'm just really hopeful that some of these breaks can eventually fall the Rays' way. But it is not up to the Rays' standard to how they played tonight. It is just out of character and unacceptable. 3 errors. The pass ball, the base running mistakes can't happen. You're a major league team. It can't happen. So I expect the Rays to clean all that up tomorrow and have Adrian Hauser hopefully lead them to a win. I hope you guys will join us tomorrow. Again, hopefully I'm going to say it for the 3rd time in 10 words, hopefully after a Tampa Bay Rays win. We'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for joining.